have day 4 of the Halloween box advent calendar. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it this time because I'm liking having this paper. I might use this to make a card as well as I did in the first time. And we have this adorable little ghost stamp. So he will be the focal point of our card. I'll go ahead and pull some things together, and I will probably stamp him out and color him and then come back and we will make a card. All right, we're going to stamp out our stamp with some Raven Detail ink. There's not going to need to be a lot of coloring on this guy because, you know, he is a ghost. But we want to make sure we got like our eyes and our pumpkin and our bats are in pretty good shape. Pretty dark. So I'm stamping him down here on some Perfect Blend paper. Pretty liberally, with some black ink here. And then I'm going to grab some tri-blend markers to color in some of the things just gently. Just a quick, doesn't have to be a super detailed. It's a pretty smaller area. And then I went through my stash and I found an old Spellbinders die that's like super old, like I've had forever in my stash. And that's what I'm going to do is cut him out with. And then I think we're just going to go ahead and we're going to use some of the paper from the first day, the Monster Mash paper, and we'll just kind of see what else we can get through. So for colors, I'm just doing some color plucking, which just means I'm grabbing some colors. I did grab a blue or a gray here. And we're just going to kind of go around the edges under our pumpkin a little bit because he needs to have some shadows because white isn't just white. And then I think for fun, I'm going to go ahead and grab a purple, because purple is my favorite color. We're going to use this purple blend, and we're going to color the flowers in purple. I'm going to color in the darkest in the middle here. And we're going to color all the flowers purple. And I'm just going to add purple to the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the lightest color and kind of feather that out a little ways. Like I said, this is just a very basic coloring scene here. Nothing super fancy. This is, I guess I didn't do my normal welcome. Welcome. This is for day 4 of the Brutus Monroe Halloween Advent Calendar. Every day I'm opening a box and I am having a little video using the item. I'm going to use the middle color a little bit too. And then we'll go out a little bit. Any links to any products that are available outside of the box will be posted in the description box below. They will be affiliate links, which just means if you place an order using one of their links, I get a small kickback, which helps me bring content to you, and I appreciate that. And then for green, I'm going to go ahead and grab and use this mid-color green. It's a little bit darker green. I'm just going to kind of hit the leaves. There's a few smaller leaves here. It's a very simple coloring. One of the things I wanted to do with this series, this is the very first daily series that I've done on my channel, is to make them fairly simple cards. I mean, this is actually just by like this and a simple sentiment, and you'd have a very, very, very basic white card. I mean, you put this on a card base and, I'm just going to throw it, and you'd have a really simple card. But I think I know what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, this is this is one of the old label dies from Spellbinders. I'm going to go ahead and cut this guy out. There is a coordinating you know, it is like a nested die. So I'm going to cut out, and I think what I'm going to do for fun is I'm going to use, this is the bag from day 2, I believe. And I'm going to use that to cut out the next size. Actually, I might do the bigger size. And then we'll do some layering. I might do the black. And then we'll see from there. So I will be right back after I do some die cutting. Okay, I've got everything die cut out. I wanted to show you, this was day 4, today's, sorry, I have a couple of them put to the side. And I tried to cut it, I cut it down in half so that I had the other section. And then I cut it out as high as I could to the sticker so that I could use this and maybe this piece as stripe pieces on something else. I also added it to some of that same adhesive paper that I used for the jack-o'-lantern card the other day. But I've got this, the pieces cut out, and then I went through some licorice and I used the same nesting dies to cut out a net piece for that. And then I have a piece cut down to 4 1/4 by 5. Actually, I'm gonna do 5 1/2. I am gonna do the full length. I just want to make sure it's the right. It looked like it was a little big. Because we're gonna put this on a top folding card base, which I made out of just some Not Your Mama's cardstock. So I have just that little bit of white edge. Instead of having white all the way around, I don't think I want white all the way around. No, I just want that white. And then I dug through my stash and I found this old ribbon from, I don't even know which, but it's a purple, and that's gonna tie in that purple color really well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut a piece of that off, and we'll get to adhering. So instead of using paper from the Monster Mash, I decided I wanted to use this black and white striped, or diagonal striped paper from the Advent box, because I think it's been really fun to grab that and use that up and with double-sided adhesive that we have on the market nowadays is like perfect. Okay, so it's a little bit shy. So my card base might be a little big. So instead of cutting 2 lengths down, I just grab the first one, trim, grab the second one, and I'm just eyeballing it just a hair, and then putting it together, and it will be just fine. So we've got that. Now I did not stick this piece. Oh, I was gonna, before I did that, wasn't gonna do that. Let's see if I can pull it up without wrecking it. Nope. So I was gonna stick the ribbon to the back of that, but I'm gonna stick the ribbon to the back of this piece instead. So I have the adhesive backed. So I just stuck my little pick tool in the corner, and then I can peel that off. So I'm gonna very carefully peel that off because it is very sticky, and gonna lay out my ribbon and use my magnets to hold it flat on my mat like this, so it's straight, or as straight as I can see it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and lay this down, and I want to do it this way. And I'm gonna kind of 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, so that looks kind of like the middle. And I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap it. It's very sticky, as you can see. It's stuck to my fingers. I'm gonna wrap it around. Of course, this is not the ideal way to do this. I'm okay with leaving you in that ribbon, that strip there, okay? We're gonna make sure we get it straight again. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball it, because I didn't think that all the way through, but that's part of the fun part about crafting on the fly. I mean, it's gonna be pretty much covered up anyway. And then I will just, see how sticky that is? It sticks right to my scissors. Cut that little extra off. I probably could have cut the ribbon down a little bit. Not worried about it. Not worried about it. Not worried about that one bit. Grab a little bit of tape runner. Like I said, you can see it's flimsy because it's that, it's got no paper. It's just that paper backing, adhesive. And I've got one shot at this. So I'm going to stick it down right in the center. And there we go. Perfect. So that purple ribbon gives it just that little bit of color. And then we'll go ahead and stick this guy down with some adhesive. And make sure we got it measured up. I'm going to have to hold it up to look at it. And just eyeball it. There we go. And see, and I didn't worry too much that I had that crease from where the package was folded over, because I knew I was going to cover that up. And then I'm going to grab some foam tape for this piece. I'm just going to tear it basically in half. Do that, pull off the extra pieces here, hold this up so I center it right again. It's down. And then for some gems, I'm going to go ahead and grab, we're just going to do a couple gems for this one in the center of these couple of flowers. I'm going to do one in each of these 3 flowers here. See if my glue needs to be poked again, because it's been a couple of days since I used it, or some time. I'm staring right at my pins. Go ahead and poke that down. I've started keeping them on my desk so they're easier to find. I'm just going to put a little dot of glue in the center of each one of these. Even though this one doesn't have a center, we're going to make it have a center. I could probably have grabbed, maybe find a purple gem, but I'm just going to use these gems again because they're on my desk. I'm trying to use a little bit limited supplies. I'm trying to challenge myself. Now this flower is, okay, those gems are going to be huge. I don't think I like that. So I'm going to take that one off. See what it looks like on this one. Yeah, I don't like it on that one either. So we're just going to do the one. We're going to wipe that gem off, which is fine because it's an odd number. But the flowers are a lot bigger than I thought. So our gems are a lot bigger than the flower. So I did not want to put them on there. And then we just need a little stamp. And I'm thinking that I'm going to go ahead and find the September incentive stamp. We have a incentive stamp where if you spend $60 each month during the month, it is automatically added to your cart, and it ships with your product. It's, well, the supplies last. It's free. Well, supplies lasts, or it's only available for the month. But I think there's a little boo in there, so I'm gonna go dig it out, and we'll use that sentiment. I'll be right back. Okay, I found that stamp set, and I'm gonna pull out. This is a little boo, and we're just going to stick it right down here, and that is what our sentiment is going to be. It's just going to be right at the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect, like that, and we're just going to lightly tap it with some ink and lightly tap it because it's a very, and of course I've got it on foam tape, but just tap it a couple times and just tap it with my finger, and there we go. Here is our card using the item from day 4. Thank you. If you enjoy this, please consider subscribing, giving me a thumbs up. I appreciate all of that. Leave me a comment. Have you had a favorite day so far? And I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.